Howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. A day in which I am sad on top of everything else. And I'll explain in the Shelton, Washington Weather Plague Rat and Spider Report. For the weather report, it's been damp. I didn't hear it raining, much of yesterday when I was ootin' a boot. When I went out on walkies, it was a starry sky, though wet everywhere still. It's dark, so it's likely still damp outside. I mean, we're in the rainy season, which would have been the snowy season, because 10 years ago, it would have been snowing by now. 10 years before that, it would have been the third or fourth snow of the year. And 10 years before that, there would have been even more snow. But right now, it's frozen a few times, and we're almost to the new year. Yay, global warming for the win. Also, Plague Rat Report. Oh boy. I mean, I see most people wearing them, but it just takes one. Just takes one. In fact, last night at the Safeway, when I had to go there, pretty much everyone was wearing masks, thank goodness. So it's slowly catching on. That's good. Spider report. She's on her way out. When I had two spiders over there, the one above the window, it vanished and went away after it slowly left its web and then crawled up the ceiling, because I imagine it was probably starving. It was slow walking and its legs weren't stretched out because probably not enough fluid. Hard to get those legs to move because spiders are hydraulic. She's moving slowly. She's tucked up on the wall. She's not going to be with me much longer. Still, she lasted longer than if she'd been outside. So whether it's old age, starvation, or what, I mean, I'm sad, but what do you do? So, thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, that's the Weather Plague Rat and Spider Report in Shelton, Washington, United States of America. Thumbs up for that. Third planet from the sun. One of the, I can't remember now if it's the Sagittarius arm or the Orion arm of the Milky Way galaxy that our star is in. And we are one of the larger galaxies. The Andromeda galaxy is larger in the local cluster of galaxies. So thumbs up on that as well. Oh boy. So, yeah, yesterday I went out for walkies finally. It's rough. I don't have enough money, so I don't have enough cannabis, so I've been hurting a lot more, which probably has been affecting up here as well, since cannabis is a good antidepressant as well. I haven't had enough money to buy any actual plant and flower for some time, months and months, just the occasional pre-roll. I'm almost out of concentrate, so I can't just use it when I need it, and I've been hurting a lot more. So yeah, when you're depressed, you hurt more. And when you hurt more, you get more depressed, which makes you hurt more, which makes you more depressed, which makes you hurt more. It's a nice negative feedback cycle. So, yay. And then, of course, what with the economy and all, what money I do have purchases less and less. Yay. But, depressing news to the side. Some of the things that I wanted to talk about, one of them is kind of a big thing. It really ties in with a bunch of stuff. Ages and ages and ages ago, I played the game Fallout 3 on console and enjoyed it. And then I got Fallout New Vegas. Really loved that. Played it back when, I can't even remember when I first played it. But it was, pretty much one of the first times it came out. And it's like 15 years old. So I played it back then. I remember I beat it on a line. I watched a video from H Bomber Guy, because he did a Fallout 3 is garbage and here's why video. And then he did a Fallout New Vegas video about a week ago that said Fallout New Vegas is genius and here's why. And he talks about it. And in it, itchy nose. One of the things is there are no set paths. If you want to be a raving psychopath and murder everyone, you can. You can kill every single character in the game, and the game accounts for that. Which ties in further with what my feelings are about the whole situation. And I've really come to a different mindset on what's happening. Because before, I had set my character behind the NCR, New California Republic. They're supposed to be in charge, and they're good people, and I went through and I worked for them. Excuse me. But with my waking up from my depression, watching videos, and just learning, it is an exceptionally depressing game, no matter what you do. There is no moral authority anywhere in any of the Fallout games. None. Might makes right. And might doesn't have to be right. Might just makes right because if you argue, you will die. And that's the main point of the Wasteland. Even the good guys, the NCR, I'm not behind them in this game anymore. They are stretched thin. They are not really a wonderful organization. So I don't look upon them as a moral authority anymore. So who does that leave in the Wasteland? That leaves, well, there's Caesar, who's just taking his troops through and killing almost everyone they find in an attempt to tame the Wasteland. Might makes right. That's not a good character to put yourself behind then either, is it? So then there's the gangs. And they're just gangs. And some of them, the entire point of them is that we're not trying to make a future. We're just having a great time taking everyone out as civilization dies. There is no moral authority in the Wasteland stories, in the Wasteland series. And that's, well, Fallout. And that's so horrific. It leaves you as the moral authority. And if you don't want to be a moral authority, and, well, even if you do, it's still just might makes right. I'm going out and dealing with these gangs. Are we talking it out? No. One of my companions, as we went on one quest, she had power armor for her fists. She's a beast. I mean, I've got weaponry. I've got guns. And I was sitting there going bam, 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 and then having to reload, bam, 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 reload, and the guys still weren't going down. She was charging in with her power fist and would just wham, one-shot them. And they were one-shotted in a way that it makes sense. Their bodies came apart. They were getting hit by a frickin' Mack truck. All of that condensed into one tiny spot. Wham! Even the big boss that I was fighting at the time, she just ran up and pow! And body parts came off and he flew down dead. What moral authority? Might makes right. And that's what I've been doing through the Wasteland. And that's what everybody does in the Wasteland. Might makes right. There is no higher moral authority. You're taming the Wasteland as well. And how? By leaving a trail of corpses behind you. I mean, it's a depressing series in the first place. Like 95% of the world is dead because of nuclear devastation. But that ties in as well with my other observation on the games. The Fallout games are not a game series about people that are recovering. When people move into an area, and this is not a cultural thing, this happens with people all around the world. When we go into an area, we start tidying it up. If we don't like the way something looks, we move it. We make it look more aesthetic. We get rid of rubble and garbage, and we tidy stuff up. If there's bodies, we move the bodies. That doesn't happen in the Wasteland. There's a ton of environmental storytelling where you're finding human remains. I mean, I've gone into hotels, and it's depressing as hell. Because you'll walk into a locked room and you'll find in the bathroom, in the bathtub, the corpse of someone who is laying there with a bunch of chems. Since I don't want to get zapped for demonetization on this one, chemicals all around them. There was a war. They just lay down, got comfortable, and took as much as they could until they went away. And you find their remains. And yeah. Now I'm tearing up over that. But point being on this is when you go into these places that are outposts where people are supposed to be living, even the first town you were in, Good Springs, where the people have taken you in, this isn't a real recovering living area. All the dead cars are still there. The broken, abandoned houses. Corpses still in the houses. When these bad guys attack to show that there's no higher moral authority, you can either defend the town or you can be on the side of the gang that's attacking the town and kill everyone in the town. You are the higher moral authority. Might makes right. But even in this town, as stated, there's just broken cars everywhere. The houses are broke down. If you kill the powder gangers, the bad guys, they just leave the corpses to rot in the street. This is not what normal people do. We would take our animals, our Brahman, the two-headed cattle that are now the creature of choice in the Wasteland. They'd move the cars. We would do something to make it look nicer. And they don't. These are not people that are trying to recover. These are just people that are trying to live out things as peaceful as they can until they go to. Fallout is so incredibly depressing that way. But it is such a good game because of all this. Thumbs up. Will you be a higher moral authority? Or will you leave moral authority behind entirely? I mean, my character is slowly putting her head back together. Because you start the game, you've been shot in the head, and a doctor there puts your brain back together. You've largely forgotten everything that you ever knew except for, basic stuff. How to walk, how to talk, this, that, such like that. But your memory's gone. You're having to reform your own character basis and moral fiber, if you choose to. My character, after being taken in by the town of Good Springs and then fighting for them, she likes working for the underdog. She's helping people because she got helped. And that is what is forming her moral fiber and basis. But even at that, it still might makes right, because she goes out, it's like, oh, this person is a bad person? You need me to go talk to him or take care of him otherwise? I got a whole bunch of guns with me. I got a whole bunch of bullets with me. I'll be back with their head. Yay? But I just wanted to talk about that because the lack of any moral authority in the Wasteland has just been not bothering me, but just really got me stuck on that and how bad the people have it because of that. I mean, our world is bad, especially in places like the United States where the almighty dollar is the higher moral authority. Killing a human being in the United States, well, that happens. Breaking property, you're going to jail. If you blow up property, you're going to jail for a long time. Oh, you killed some people too? We'll drop those charges, but you blew up property. So there is no real higher moral authority here. Which is probably why it's affecting me so strongly. But it's a good damn game. And if you ever feel the need to play a role-playing game with action stuff on it, please play Fallout New Vegas. If you're not into role-playing games or any sort of computer game, then, that's fine too. it's fine just to think about these sort of things, because I enjoy thinking, and that's a good thing. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good, bad, and different comment. You took the time. You expended the calories. Thank you very much. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, ADHD, mourning, and more, I'm sometimes lucky I can remember my own name. Thumbs up on that. So going on my Chrome, we have Stealer of Candy. Thumbs up and thank you. Ryan O. Very good comments. Thank you. Peter Marker. Thumbs up. Random She. Yeah, Random She. Thumbs up. Gravo Blamo. Thumbs up and thank you. Confused Owl 29. Greatly appreciate and good to see you. Christopher Thomas. Thumbs up. Nico Bellick. Thumbs up and thank you. Civil Adrian. Greatly appreciated. Metal Winged Wolf. Thumbs up. Woody the Alchemist, greatly appreciated. Sam Pickett, thumbs up. Uncle T-Pose, I like the name. Brett Peters, thumbs up. Russian Timing, good to see you in the comments, my friend. Do Unicycle, greatly appreciated. Dr. Hashtag Tagalio? It's Dr. Hashtag YOLO, I guess. So, Little Syrup, thumbs up. We have Ketchup Spot, greatly appreciated. Swaggy Duck, I like that name. Count Clibula, that's actually a cool name too. Code, thumbs up. We have BGS 90 minutes, thumbs up. Kapaki, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Ryan Pratt, thumbs up. Each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, if only in text. I don't know where my voice went at the very end there. Sorry about that. It is greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. If you could check out my various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wishlist link as well. Things like cat food, hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things. If you could check it out, that would be very cool. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation you get for my existence. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be cool as well. Definitely a thumbs up. Ugh. All the gas from the carbonated beverages I drank before recording popping out. Oof. Anyway, though, the lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment suffers from a surplus of scorn. How does it go? Oh my Lord God, I forgot again. I hate having ADHD. Blah, 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 blah. Lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment, however it goes. Ah, my brain. Thumbs up on that. Black Lives Matter. Black lives are in a crisis right now. Of course, all lives matter. But once we put out the fire there, we can make certain that all the other houses are okay too. But when the house is on fire, you don't go making sure every other house is okay first. You put out the fire, and then you make sure everything else is fine. And justice for everybody, the jackbooted fascist thugs in police uniforms who keep brutalizing and murdering American citizens in their homes and on the streets. Yay, fascism for the win. Anyway, though, please wear a mask. Wash your hands. Try not to touch your face. Don't go out unless you have to. And if you do have to go out, please practice your social distancing. This is a killer. It is a horrible killer. You don't want to die. We have way too many dead people already. So please, be careful. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend. And that is a very good thing. Practice as much self-care as you can. Please be as creative as you can. And I will see you on the flip side.